not joking. All my guys, them know me.
Hello guys, what's up and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa, and if you're new on this channel, please like this video, subscribe, click the notification bell so that whenever I post, you'll be the first to find out. You guys, today we need to talk about something because I know that the average immigrant in the UK, US or whatever would want to go back to Nigeria or would want to go back to their home country to retire. A lot of people tend to plan towards retirement, and when you ask them, what's your major plan? What do you want to do when you retire? They tell you, go back to Nigeria, go back to my country, buy a house, stay in my country, and die there. Most immigrants don't really want to stay here in a care home when they are old. So I think this particular story that is trendy has really broadened our eyes, has opened our eyes to the reality of things, for us to see that okay, sometimes it's not always greener on the other side. It's a very long story, like really long, but I'll try to summarize it and then of course give my input. I'm sure if you're watching me, you know about Ifunanya. She's trending all over social media, mainly TikTok. She's been talking about, her family. Now, she comes from a family of 4, 2 boys and 2 girls, and she's from Enugu. After that, moved to America decades ago, did a lot of jobs, got married, had 4 of them, and having retired, just like every other African, he thought to himself, what am I still doing in America? Why am I still in the West? It's time for me to go back to my roots and live my dreams, my village boy dream. Because for me, for instance, if I want to travel in my old age, I think I would want to buy a house in Abuja, Enugu, Port Harcourt, posh area, and just live a very pretty much decent life, not far away from what I am used to, having lived abroad for so many years, for a greater part of my life. I won't want to go back to the village, but this man decided to go back to his village to live his village boy dream. His daughter saw him off at the airport. They were in contact, talking. When his kids are having birthday, he calls to wish them well. During celebration period like Christmas, Easter, he calls, and then all of a sudden, he stops calling. The call rate decline. And the family in the US are wondering what's going on. Why is our father suddenly not ringing us? And then the lady, decided to call the dad. But whenever she calls, either there is no response or the auntie, that's the father's sister, would pick up and say, Ifunanya, your father is asleep or your father is out. Excuse upon excuse, or your father is upstairs, I'm downstairs, I can't go now. Just back and forth, excuses upon excuses. Before we continue with this video, I want to say a very big thank you to Babala Bags for sponsoring this video. So they sent me this Louis Vuitton Carry All monogram coated canvas bag. See how big this bag is. Like, this bag is so perfect. It's something you can use for work, as your laptop bag, or even to the beach. It's sunny, it's summer. You can, just take it to the beach, pack all of your things inside. It's the typical mama bag, even for young girls. Like, it's so chic, lots of space. You can even use it as baby bag. So chic and beautiful. Peep the detail, like peep the quality. Like, it is so strong. It's a very strong leather, and it also came with this mini purse. This is the mini purse. This is so beautiful. Mini purse and the handle. I really like it. The main bag also has this big handle. I really, really like it. Babala, they deal on all kinds of, lovely stuff. And trust me, they are lovely, beautiful designers. Shoes, bag, clothes, accessories like scarf, sunglasses. The list is endless. If you check here, you can see some of their beautiful items, and they are of good quality. This is my second time of working with them, and trust me, I always just love their items. It is so sturdy, so beautiful, and the link will be in my description box, and you get a discount if you use my code MO3179 is gonna be here, not just for this bag but for all of the items. You can get discount if you use my code that is on your screen. You don't want to miss out at all, guys. Trust me, I highly recommend that you buy from Babala. And thank you so much, Babala, for sponsoring today's video. You know, time really flies. One day she looked around and was like, oh look, I've not heard from my father for the past 6 months. What's going on? What's happening? Is he dead? Is he alive? I'm not aware. Because the last time she spoke to her dad, the dad told her he was sick, but he was well taken care of, even though she advised him to come to America where he can have access to better healthcare. But he insisted that no, he would want to stay back in Nigeria, that he's in good hands. After 6 months, this lady decided to go back to Nigeria. Getting there, the auntie and the uncle refused her entry into our home father's compound. I'm Igbo, and in Igbo, Ada is a very prestigious title. You cannot deny the Ada of the house entry into our own father's compound. When the argument was getting heated up, Enugu Ukwu youths came around. Of course, the noise attracted bystanders going about their normal businesses. You know how it is in Nigeria now. Once they hear something, everybody will gather. Unlike here, nobody send your papa. They came to meet them to ask, oh, what's going on, what's happening? And she introduced herself like, see, my name is Ifunanya Rita Mokwa, and this is my father's compound. I'm here, I came from America, I'm here to check on my father, but my auntie and my uncle are refusing me entering into my own house. And the youths were like, why? Well, and at that point they were gearing up to beat the hell out of the uncle and the auntie. And whilst doing that, somebody rang police. Police came around, and this lady's other uncle, that's the father's brother that lives in Abuja, rang. I said, hold up guys, your father is here with me, but you can't speak with him directly because I'm out of the house, but when I get home I'll ring back so you can talk to your dad. And at that point everyone was like, okay, well, since the dad is in Abuja, there's no point going into the house. As they were set to leave, an old woman somewhere said, no, your dad is inside this house. And I was actually like, you know what? How was the point living when we're already here? Let's search the house and be 100% sure that my dad is not in the house. And we were like, oh, yeah. They agreed, and all of them went into the house. To the greatest shock, she met her dad in this particular state. The dad was looking tattered, unkempt, long nails, dried lips, dirty clothes. His skin was looking dirty. His hair was so long, looking not well trimmed, not well groomed. It was looking like he hadn't eaten in a very, very long time. And that got the youth very angry, very upset. Of course, police got involved, and I think the next day or after a few days later, she came and took the dad to the hospital somewhere in Anambra State. And after all that, she finally took their father to America. Guys, it's a very long story, very long. I can't even go over everything step by step. Unfortunately, even in America, the dad's younger brother, whom the dad sent abroad in the 80s, was saying, oh, I have power of attorney. Your father should not be here. Your father should be in Nigeria. Even wrote to US embassy, to Nigerian embassy, did everything possible to make sure the father does not travel to America. I'm like, what's going on? This man has 4 children that are alive. He has a spouse, even though I heard they are separated, but whatever. Who gave him the power of attorney? How did he get such power? Because power of attorney means the person can literally make decisions for you. Why would you give your brother a power of attorney when you have grown-up children and a spouse, assuming they are not separated? It doesn't even make sense. That's like the sum up of the story, but it's a really long story, very touching, very interesting. But I just need to talk about this because there are a lot of lessons to pick here. See, sometimes when you're abroad, right, people back home, they see you as someone to pray on. They don't see you as blood anymore sometimes. They don't see you as family anymore sometimes. Sometimes they just see you as somebody to collect money from or to demand money from. So that's why you have to be extremely careful. Because in this situation, why would the family gang up against him? Till today, I still cannot wrap my head around it. I'm sure you that is watching me, you've come across this story. Please, why did the family gang up against him? What do they want from him? Because even till this point that he's in America, the brother is sent abroad is still fighting the family, all in a bid to send his sick brother that is getting the best of medical care, world best medical care, all in a bid to send him back to Nigeria. where he will be locked up in a room with no food, no water, looking unkept. Like, I don't really understand it. You need to set boundaries. It's so important. Like, I spoke to somebody recently and she was like, Melissa, you must set boundaries. Like, boundaries breed respect, whether you like it or not. Secondly, we've seen cases of people that will send money to, their relative in Nigeria to build houses for them, and the person will be bidding for their brother and also themselves. While some people, you give them money to build house for you, they won't even do anything with that money. Instead, they'll just use it to do something else. We've seen so many cases. Another thing to learn from is, I don't know why in 2025 people are still looking down on their female children. Like, it's just really crazy. Some people still don't believe in their female children. They don't believe in including their female children in their will, giving them power of attorney. You just don't believe in all that. Like, it's just really, really crazy. And one very key thing I want us to understand is from this story, or learn from this story, is that this lady Ifunanya was able to trace the dad down to their roots. So that means that they've been visiting the village, they've been going back to Nigeria. She knows her root and she can even speak a language. Like, how many of us here are teaching our children how to speak their language? Because while she was there, it was even Igbo. Like, the family, the auntie, the uncle, they were speaking Igbo. And of course, she was responding. She was saying, I found Buyifunaya, Ada, Pizza, Moko. Like, she was understanding everything that was saying. So we should always try to make sure that our children understand our native dialect, not just Igbo in this instance, our native dialect, and they know their roots. I know it's very expensive, but let's try. Even if it's like every 5 years, or even every 10 years, or every 3 years. It mustn't be a yearly thing. Let's take our children down to their father's house. Oh, this is your father's house. Like, this is your father's house. This is your village. This is your roots. This is where you come from. This is where you stem from. Like, so that they will know, and they will know the address. They will know the direction. Assuming she didn't know the direction to her dad's house, that's how the dad would just be somewhere there, rotting away. And whether you like it or not, sometimes when you've lived abroad for decades, people back home don't see you that way anymore. What they say about distance. So sometimes that bond, that close bond you all had while growing up might not even be there anymore. They might just see you as, okay, somebody they can milk from. So you have to be very, 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 very extremely careful. And if you're still thinking of retiring back home, I think this is the best time for you to now think about it deeply. Re-strategize. If you're sick right now, who has the power of attorney to make decisions on your behalf? You need to think about that very, very keenly, because this lady had to fight so hard to be able to make decisions for the dad, because the man made the younger brother his power of attorney. Can you imagine that? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's real life, so we have to learn from it. Let me know your thoughts about this video in the comment section, and I'll see you all in my next one, guys. Bye.